my video on a Horace Silver composition piece for this week's assignments. And there's a few points I'd like to make with this tune in relation to the modules that we have set up. First one, module 2.2, which we normally start with, is the form of the tune. And, from my take, this is really just a 10-bar tune. Usually the melody is repeated twice. So, I know some of you had that it was two A sections, a 20-bar tune, or if you have a one, or like a single A as your form, and think of it as a 10-bar form. We're saying the same thing. So both of those are cool. And again, depending module 2.6, depending on whether or not you identify it as a 10-bar tune or as a 20-bar tune. As far as grooves are concerned, and really everything in the style analysis on this, you'll notice from the recording from the Horace Silver one anyway, that this particular composition allows for a lot of space for the soloist. The rhythm section's playing is very subdued, very spacious, and I think it's a good reminder that not everything that we write has to have so many layers of complexity to it. It's okay to write something that is simplistic and that allows for space. I know even through my development as a writer, I could definitely see in older charts that I was definitely trying to throw whatever cool idea or whatever techniques I was working on at the time and just try to sandwich it all in. And I'm sure you guys feel that way as improvisers too, where you just try to throw in all these ideas from every solo you've ever heard to try to make this quote-unquote perfect solo. I think that it's a good reminder to us that you don't necessarily need to do that on every one. The harmony on this tune, very much cycle-driven, with a lot of 2-5-1s going on. There's a couple of 2-5s that do resolve in maybe some different directions, like right up here in measure 2 going to 3, how you have a 2-5 that resolves down a whole step. This really coming from whether it's a tritone sub, if you think of it that way, or some diminished theory, where this resolves by a half step down to major 7. There's also another instance of some borrowed harmony, which happens in this tune quite a bit, where you have a minor 2 flat 5 chord going to 5-7 altered, usually a flat 9, and that resolving to a major 1. So an instance of borrowed harmony happening right there. There's also something that's unique to this tune in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, in measures 6 and 7, where 1-6, right? We have a 2-5 in the key of A here, going to 6. This is all pretty straight ahead, but then here, this E flat minor 7 flat 5 chord does really come out of it comes out of nowhere. It's setting up a 2-5 to, I guess, the natural 3. Right, we're in the key of A, so setting that up to D flat is really like a turnaround to 3. But usually B minor is the choice here if you're doing a 1-6-2-5 progression. So this progression right here, while this is a true 2-5 setting up D flat with some borrowed harmony from the minor side, this progression right here is definitely unique to this tune, and a very, very beautiful sound. Another point that I'd like to make about this tune, to a module that I haven't spoken too much on, is module 5.4. This is regarding melody and note choice at the moment. The use of the fifth as a sustained note also depended on what the quality of the chord is as well. So right out of the chute, flat 5, right, on the A minor 7 flat 5 chord. The sustained B flat is really, I guess, the note of prominence in this bar. However, it does start on the 5, and that repeated 5 back there is also, I think, kind of reinforcing that sound. Sustained note here, the G flat on B, 5. 5 on B flat, F sharp, 5, boo boo doo doo wee, C sharp, 5, B doo doo, natural 11, so 5 right here, flat 5, and then natural 5. So this tune, the way that it's built, and even just by the title, Peace, the fifth is definitely a very peaceful, very grounded interval. Not that I'm suggesting that that was in any way part of the composition, or at least the compositional thought, but I think it's fair to at least bring up that point, how often the fifth is used as a sustained and pronounced melody note in this composition. So again, just hearing and realizing the fifth in this particular composition of Horace Silver's. So that's what I have on this tune. I hope with, again, all these videos that they in any way enhance what you guys have already brought to the table. And that's what I have. So everybody keep at it, and we'll be in touch.